On today's episode of Fix It Your Motherfucker Self, we got a 2008 Chevrolet Impala. Yeah, show y'all what we got to do in a minute. Y'all be back in a minute. Well, we got to change out this old leaky ass power steering pump. So, we'll be back in a minute. Y'all show y'all what needs to be done. First, we're going to get these 10 millimeter right there and 10 millimeter right there to get this old speed nuts off to move this old coolant tank out the way. So we're gonna holler at y'all in a minute. Now you see why we got that old coolant. We put it over there. Disconnected the hose right there. Now you see why we got it out the way, because we can get to the tensioner. And there's a 3/8 hole to pull that tensioner out the way. And then get this belt off. So we're gonna holler at y'all in a minute. We're gonna move this 15 millimeter right there. Just get that out the way. Because we want to be able to get to that line down there once we get everything apart, which you can't see with all this foolishness in the way. So, I'll tell you in a minute. Now we're going to reach in there, see the 13 millimeters in there. It's 3 of them, if I remember correctly. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Yes, 3 of them. You're going to spin that around, get to each one of the bolts, loosen them up, get them out of there. Then that should release the power steering pump from the engine. So, we're going to holler at y'all in a minute. Now, to completely free this, we're gonna need to move those two 15 millimeters right there, because this is loose now. See, we just gotta get this bracket off right here, and then that comes out with those 2 bolts right there, and then this motherfucker's ready to come up out here. So we're gonna holler at y'all in a minute. Okay, took the battery out, just get more room, and disconnected these 2 10 millimeter bolts. Battery's out. You gotta take the pulley off, which I own one of these. Part number in case you need it. Too much to try to explain, and really not. You follow the direction of the puller, put it on, pull the pulley off. But I don't have a cameraman, so I couldn't get in there and show y'all how to get it off and do the job at the same damn time. So here we are. So we're gonna have y'all in a minute. As y'all can see, the old one is out. What'd I do with it? Right there. Yeah, there you go. Right there. And put a bolt in there so what a little bit left in that line wouldn't just drain out every fucking well. So yeah, there it is. So we're gonna holler at y'all in a minute. So y'all can see we got the new one in. We just gotta put the pulley back on and get the rest of this shit on. Other than that, man, hey, we almost there. So we're gonna holler at y'all in a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got old Humpty Dumpty part put back together. Now we just gotta put some fluid in, bleed air. That's why it's off the ground. Once you put fluid in, turn the car on, go side to side, lock the lock, turn the wheel, lock the lock, and bleed all the air out the system. So we're gonna holler at y'all in a minute. What I mean by lock the lock, you turn one side, and you go to the other side and make sure that the car is off both wheels are off the ground, so we can do that. And then when you're doing it, it gets a little easier. Then you turn the car on. With mine, they just got the switch so I can move the wheel. Then you turn the car on, and once you turn the car on and you keep doing this, and once you don't hear any, you know, like when you ain't got no fluid in the damn car, that's when you know you got most of the fluid out. I mean, got the air off. Then, after you do all that, turn the car off, check out the reservoir, top it off, put the cap back on. So, let me get done with this shit so I can go on. Holler at y'all in a minute. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes this episode of Fix It Your Motherfucker Self. This 2008 Chevrolet Impala. Till next time, y'all be careful out in these streets.